$86 million in ARPA broadband funds announced in North Carolina. A preliminary injunction pumps the brakes on venue sports. BEAD initial plan approvals for New York and Wyoming. And T-Mobile gets hit with a record-setting fine. Those stories and more on This Week in the Broadband Universe. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Craig Corbin. North Carolina's Completing Access to Broadband program has published a notice of funding availability to provide $86 million for broadband infrastructure deployments. Counties across the Tar Heel State will partner with the North Carolina Department of Information Technology to identify unserved and underserved areas, along with soliciting proposals from broadband providers. Programs targeting ISP broadband line extension projects. Not so fast with the much-anticipated launch of venue sports. A federal judge in the Southern District of New York granted a preliminary injunction against the joint sports streaming venture involving ESPN, Fox, and Warner Sports. Fubo TV filed a lawsuit within 2 weeks from the venue sports announcement back in February. The 69-page ruling from U.S. District Judge Margaret Garnett says that Fubo was likely to be successful in proving that the joint venture would violate antitrust laws and that Fubo and consumers would, quote, face irreparable harm in the absence of an injunction, end quote. Fubo TV said it has attempted to offer a sports-only streaming service for years, but has been prevented from doing so due to bundling requirements imposed by ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery. NTIA has approved BEAD initial plans from New York and Wyoming. Those states can now request access to their BEAD allocations and begin implementation of their programs. New York's allocation, more than $664 million. Wyoming, in excess of $347 million. Within 1 year of the initial plan approvals, states must submit their final proposals on funding subgrantees for actual deployment on projects to ensure universal broadband coverage. Charter Communications, the parent company of broadband provider Spectrum, has reached a settlement with the New York State Public Service Commission, requiring the company to provide discounted broadband service to low-income customers in the National Free School Lunch Program or who receive supplemental security income benefits. New York's PSC approved the enforcement settlement with Charter, which is the largest cable provider in the state. One condition of a prior order required Charter to offer a low-income broadband program with download speeds of at least 30 megabits per second at a cost of $14.99 a month. Officials with the state allege that Charter increased the price to $24.99 a month for 50 megabits per second without commission approval. Settlement orders Charter to reestablish the program at $15 per month for 50 megabits per second over the next 4 years. In years 2 through 4, Charter will not be allowed to raise the price by more than the rate of inflation as measured by the Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index. T-Mobile has been fined $60 million by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. That's the largest fine ever levied by the CFIUS. T-Mobile was penalized for failing to prevent and report unauthorized access to sensitive data and is tied to violations of a mitigation agreement that were part of the company's $23 billion acquisition of U.S.-based Sprint Corp back in 2020. T-Mobile failed to promptly report the incidents, delaying CFIUS efforts to investigate and mitigate potential harm to U.S. national security. T-Mobile is majority owned by Deutsche Telekom. Intelsat has been fined $160,000 by the FCC for unauthorized operation of its Galaxy 35 satellite. The company admitted to violating FCC rules and agreed to implement a compliance plan. The violation stemmed from telemetry, tracking, and command transmissions made as Intelsat drifted their Galaxy 35 from its in-orbit test location to its authorized location. The satellite reached an orbital location of 94.85 degrees west, but the FCC was erroneously notified that it was orbiting at 95.05 degrees west. My Bundle and Roku this week announcing a marketing and distribution agreement to offer new and existing customers a free Roku streaming stick 4K. My Bundle is a platform connecting consumers, streaming services, and more than 250 broadband providers. How much will nonstop digital transformation mean for the cloud storage industry? According to analyst company Omdia, global market revenue from mission-critical data entry storage will surpass $103 billion within the next 3 years. In 2023, that number was $53 billion. Storage and data management, along with ransomware protection and AI-driven set creation, are considered essential features in cloud solutions. Two brothers in the UK have been convicted of running an illegal streaming operation that offered annual subscriptions with access to a wide range of entertainment and sports content, including Sky and coverage of Premier League matches. 56-year-old Amir Butt was sentenced to 7 years in prison. His brother, 39-year-old Anmar Hussain, received a 4-year prison sentence. The illegal streaming operation generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue and deprived legitimate TV providers of more than £1 million of earnings. And finally, streaming numbers from the second quarter reveal a 27% increase in subscription spending versus last year. According to Digital Entertainment Group, the total of $11 billion represents a third of all U.S. consumer video spending. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on This Week in the Broadband Universe.